morning, and welcome to Daylight with Dean number 59 on June 9th, 2020. We are real close to Deep Creek, Maryland, in Oakland, Maryland, staying at a place my brother-in-law rented, and we're away for a couple of days, and really grateful to be here. And to start things off right, got my house mug from the place here. It's got a little bear on one side, pine trees with snow on it, which I love snow, and a moose. Let's enjoy the coffee. That's good. Didn't really need an alarm this morning. Woke up to a couple turkeys gobbling outside my window. So I know that many of you just wish I would take the morning off and relax and enjoy myself. Well, to be honest with you, I am relaxing and enjoying myself. Like I said, getting up in the 5 o'clock hour now is just kind of what's going on with me. So isn't a stressor at all, and great to see you. I don't know how the lighting's working because we are literally right in front of the sunrise when it comes up momentarily, so I may look rather dark. The lighting may not be good, but we're doing the best we can with it. So thank you for being here with me this morning. Just to let you know, I did go to my 2-week appointment after my hernia surgery. Are you like, will he please quit talking about his hernia surgery? And the doctor was thrilled. It was so fun to visit with him because you could tell he really loves what he does. So he was just excited, and excited that it's healing so well. Excited that So he started off by saying, "So how did the pain medicine go? Did you do okay with the pain medicine?" And I said, "Well, I didn't take any, because they give me some Oxycontin or Oxycodone or whatever it is they give you now." And I said, I didn't take any of it. And he's like, "You didn't take any of the pain medicine?" I said, "No, I'm not a fan of it." And he's like, "Oh." He said, "Well, the Tylenol and Advil, they worked out okay for you?" And I said, "No, I didn't take any. I didn't take anything." And he looked at me, he's like, "You didn't take any pain medicine?" I said, "No." I said, "I had a recliner that when I got reclined in, I found a real comfortable spot, and I was good." And he's like, "Where is your red cape?" He said, "That is amazing." So I had a fun visit with him. Told him that we were coming here, and this place had a hot tub, and asked if I had to refrain from enjoying the hot tub. And he looked at me and he said, "When was your surgery?" I said, "Well, it'll be 2 weeks ago tomorrow." And he goes, "You'll be okay." He said, "If it was a week, I'd tell you to hold off, but you'll be okay. Enjoy the hot tub." And just delightful visit with him. So that was great. And then I came home, had we brought our trailer because we're picking up some deck wood on the way home at my brother-in-law's in Johnstown, and our deck needs to be reinforced at a few places, and he has a bunch of decking wood that he was getting rid of, so picking that up. But my trailer was filled with scrap that I'd collected over the, I don't know, couple months. And for those of you that don't know, one of my hobbies is scrapping scrap metal, like finding free money, and for whatever reason, I enjoy it. And so this time I solicited my wife's help in loading the trailer. She was very thrilled to get all of the scrap out of her sight line behind our house, and so she loaded it up, and then we were ready to leave, and she said, "I have to go to Aldi and get a few things. Why don't you take the scrap?" And I said, "Okay." Well, I really wanted to take the scrap on the way out of town and have her with me so she could experience all the loveliness that PJ Greco Scrapyard in Tarentum is, with all the great personalities that work there from some of my new very good friends over the past 10 years. So I said, okay, we'll see how it works out. Well, I had noticed behind the church that a neighbor behind the church had put out a white electric stove and a white dishwasher at the end of his driveway. And they'd been there all week. And I thought, I'm going for scrap. I might as well swing by and throw them on top. So I pulled around, and it's right behind the church. I pulled around and parked on the street right next to his house. And it's a street that needs paved. Not that New Kensington has any streets that need paved, but it's a street that needs paved. And I thought, you know what? I'm not just gonna load this up. I'm gonna go just ask if it's out there for scrap. It was apparent it was, but just wanted to double check. His car was home. So I started walking across the street to his car, and it's a back road coming up behind the church, so it's not a real active road. I started walking across the street, and all of a sudden, I'm on my back. I have ankles that like to roll and twist very easily, and there was a layer of pavement that had eroded, and just not even a half inch, maybe a 3/8 of an inch uneven part to the road. And my foot caught it at just the right place, and all of a sudden, I'm down on the ground. And I knew exactly what happened when I'm looking up at the sky. And my ankle is in so much pain, I start moaning and yelling. Now, fortunately, nobody's out. It's Monday afternoon, nobody's out. I'm laying there, and then I sit up because people think my neighbor 4 months ago when I fell the same way, twisting my ankle, she was quite certain that I'd had a heart attack because she saw me laying on the front sidewalk. So I decided not to lay down the whole time. So I leaned up, and it's one of those pains. It's just an excruciating shot of pain, and I'm screaming, oh, and I was so angry because we're going on vacation. Who wants to have a twisted ankle on vacation, you know? So I'm screaming. Well, what I didn't realize is behind the church, the sound carries down to behind Mount St. Peter's Cathedral Church in New Kensington, our neighbors, and echoes. And so it sounded like I was at the Grand Canyon. Every moan I let out, it comes back to me. And I'm just having this moaning conversation with myself because of the echo. And I'm like, this sounds horrible, but I can't stop. So probably about 30 seconds, maybe 45. I doubt if it was a full minute. It might have been a full minute. I don't know. Time kind of loses its way. And when you're in that much pain. So I got up, I hobbled to the front door, rang the doorbell. The guy came out. He said, yeah, we're remodeling our kitchen and getting rid of those old, well, there's the sun. Well, I don't know if you can still see me or not because that sun is coming up. But he said, I don't know if you're interested though, but we're also scrapping a refrigerator and a microwave, and we'll have those out tomorrow. And I said, well, I'm going to be back Wednesday. Is there any chance you could just call me Wednesday and I'll come and we'll load up together? He goes, yeah, absolutely. That'd be great. So I gave him my number and made a new friend, a neighbor right behind the church. And that was my scrap adventure until I picked my wife up and I said, we get to go to the scrap yard. And so for those of you that don't know how scrap works, you have clean metal that doesn't have any plastic or rubber in it. And then you have baling, I don't know, it's called baling, the lowest grade of metal because it's got, you know, if you're taking in a stove, there's insulation in it. If you're taking dishwasher, there's plastic in it, so they discount that significantly. So what you do, if you have a significant amount of both, you weigh on the scale, pull around, back up, unload the cheaper metal, and then you weigh again, and then go back around, and then back up, and then unload the rest of the metal. So that's what I did. And Leslie's like, "No, what are we doing? We're going around again. We're weighing again. We're weighing again." So weighed 3 times, got my slip, and then went down to where I took all the aluminum that I had a couple months worth of my sparkling water aluminum cans all ready to go, and a few other things. And when the girl Leslie's like, "Now, how much do you think all this is worth?" I said, "It's not." I said, "It's not a real heavy load." I said, "Maybe $40." She goes, And so when pulled up, unloaded the aluminum, got paid in cash, came out, handed her the money, and said, "Hold on to this. I got to go around the other side of the cart." Did that, sat down, and she's like, "You were right, $46." And she said, "I'm keeping this. I helped you. I earned it." And wouldn't you know, she did. Oh my. That was two of the amusing parts of my day yesterday, and I love holding on to the amusing parts of my day. Oh, my doctor was amused. He said, "Do you like your belly button?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "I put a stitch in there for you." And so I told him, I said, "Well, I shared that with all my friends on Daylight." He said, "You did what?" I said, "Yeah, my friends, they thought it was great." So I hope that on this Tuesday, you're able to find joy and amusement in just the funny things that happen. And you may say, "Well, rolling your ankle's not a funny thing." Well, it was to me. I've been rolling my ankle my entire life, both of them. Probably twice a year, I end up being down on the ground looking straight up. I've learned to fall. I'm a professional faller. I've learned to fall very successfully. Hit my thumb, it hurt for a little bit. Noticed my forearm had a little ding in it. My left knee just had a little scrape on it, nothing big. So my ankle, I'm not going to run any marathons today, but it's okay. So that was my adventure, and I want to invite you to look for joy, find amusement, because it's there. And sometimes life gets really challenging and really hard, and you face things that are really difficult. And when you can find those nuggets of joy and amusement in the midst of it, it's really a blessing. Well, guys, sunrise has hit here. I'm going to take the camera and show you our view off this deck. And thanks for joining me today. Great to see you, and can't wait to see you in the morning. So we'll start here. I might as well show you the top of my Tahoe. There's my Tahoe with the hood that's been smashed by a tree, my freshly glued sunroof plexiglass that has moisture on it because it's all white, it's usually clear. And so this is the view out the yard. It looks as though the turkeys that were in the yard have disappeared. We're coming up to the sun. Don't know how this is going to work, but there's the sun. And I've often wondered if you'd be interested in seeing what I look at when I film. I use containers to hold my camera and my lights up at the height that I want them to be. So here's my setup with containers to make daylight. That's my production studio along with my phone. Once again, very amused. Father, I just thank you so much for today. I thank you for the beauty of your creation and for the opportunity to rest
and enjoy it and slow down and take it all in. Father, I pray that you would watch over us this day. May things be safe throughout the day for the 6 of us that are here. And Father, for all who are watching and listening, I pray that you would bless them. Give them a good day. Remind them of your goodness and faithfulness and love. In Jesus' name, amen. Goodbye.